So my name is Andrew Boyer, and this is my presentation on Philipp Van Leonard. Okay, I just want to use laser pointer once. I won't use it anymore. Oh. So this was where there was supposed to be a speech on why he was like a good and eminent guy, but it must have been a slow year for science. Calling Philipp Leonard eminent is probably a stretch. He won a Nobel Prize for his work on cathode rays, but it had no practical use until the invention of the tube TV many years later. And he pretty much piggybacked off someone else's work. He did teach at many universities, but I haven't seen anything about his teaching, good or bad. In later years, he even resorted to coming up with theories with no scientific backing just to disprove his rival Albert Einstein. So for his biography, he was born on June 6, 1862 in Poinsy, Austria-Hungary. He studied physics successfully at Budapest, Vienna, Berlin, Heidelberg, Helmholtz, Königsberger, and Quinkel, and he eventually received his PhD at Heidelberg in 1886. Then he worked as an assistant to Professor Hertz, who is the Professor Hertz that discovered electromagnetic waves, same guy, and at the University of Bonn in 1892. Then he moved on to the University of Breslau, 1894. Then Aix-la-Chapelle, 1895. Once again Heidelberg, 1896. He became Professor Ordinarius, which is one of the weirdest professor titles he had, at the University of Kiel in 1898, when he published a paper on principles of mechanics. Then he discovered Leonard's window, kind of. More on that in a later slide. And after that, when World War II started, he joined up with Hitler. He was appointed the chief of Orion Physics, which Orion Physics was a movement by the Nazis to get physicists that supported Hitler and the Nazi movement to teach in schools and oppose physicists from the rest of the world. At the end of the war, he was arrested, where he was sent to a small German village instead of jail, where he died at age 87. Now, he actually had an interesting relationship with Einstein. Early on, they complimented each other, but in a later private letter, Einstein wrote, his theories on the ether, which the ether is a theoretical space-filling field that has been disproven, seem to me almost infantile. Some of his investigations border on ludicrous. I am very sorry that you must waste your time with such stupidities. Oh no, this is a private letter. Get better. Then Philipp and Einstein, they argued all throughout World War II. Philipp resorted to disproving Einstein's theories above doing correct science, and eventually Einstein called Leonard a really twisted fellow who must continue to do business with the monster until he bites the dust. I'm assuming the monster was referencing Hitler. Philipp then published a book called Great Men in Science that did not mention Einstein once. And Philipp Leonard, in an odd insult, referred to Einstein as a Jewish painter and said he was unable to paint decently. I don't really get that one. And he won his Nobel Prize in 1905 for his work on cathode rays. Now, yes, they did lead to the invention of the tube TV, but how he discovered it was Professor Hertz, the guy who invented electromagnetic rays, got too busy to continue one of his projects, so he passed it on to Leonard, who discovered and did a ton of research into cathode rays, and the way you see them in their purest form he discovered, it was called Leonard's window, and that's what he won his Nobel Prize for. Someone else's work. These are my sources, and in conclusion, he was not that great of a guy and probably shouldn't have won a Nobel Prize.